A 23-year-old man is in serious condition after being found inside a house that had caught fire. Now, RCMP officers and firefighters responded to the blaze in English Bay on the Cold Lake First Nation around 1:30 this morning. As soon as it was under control, firefighters rescued the unconscious man from inside. The 23-year-old was brought to Cold Lake Health Center and then flown to the University of Alberta Hospital. He's listed in serious but stable condition. Now, the cause of the blaze remains under investigation. An update now to tell you about a story we first told you about yesterday regarding firearm charges in North Battleford. 19-year-old Marty Moccasin is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow after allegedly pointing a handgun at an individual and making death threats. Now, a second 19-year-old man from the Moosomin First Nation has also been charged in connection with this incident. He'll be making his first court appearance in December. The alleged incident happened Tuesday evening near 9th Avenue and 110th Street in North Battleford. Well, some concerning news when it comes to tobacco use among youth. A new report surveyed students from grades 6 to 12 across the country have found that most of them have used some sort of flavored tobacco over a period of 30 days. And for one local group, that is worrying. They spent the last 3 years petitioning Alberta and Saskatchewan governments to ban flavored tobacco products. Bart Pediasic reports in this week's Healthy Living.
Lots of people smoke that I knew, so I just tried it.
These high school students are lighting up after class, and while flavored tobacco may not be their choice, it's on the mind of high schooler Gianna Marin, who is fighting to ban the product.
I always ask them this question: can you spot the 6 pieces of tobacco inside of it?
This is one of the displays that Marin has shown to various provincial MLAs. She says it can be tough to tell because of the way the tobacco companies market and package their flavored tobacco. And as a grade 12 student, Maureen sees firsthand the rate that youth are lighting up.
I would say in my friend group, probably 80% of them smoke. And then throughout the school, I would say at least 50% smoke. Almost all of my friend groups started with flavored tobacco, and then just through joking around and like casual bullying throughout friends, they got forced into using normal tobacco.
And that trend isn't just in Lloydminster. A University of Waterloo report which came out this week states that 54% of youth surveyed use flavored products. And it appears menthol cigarettes are quite popular.
But this report has suggested that up to 36% of youth who use flavored tobacco choose menthol as their flavor, and only 4% of adults use that flavor.
Marin says she hopes the new findings will add extra fuel to the fire when it comes to possibly passing a new law.
We're actually waiting for the bill to be read in the fall session, and hopefully it will be passed, and then we'll have a new legislation in Alberta, and then hopefully we will find out what the government decides in Saskatchewan.
Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.
Well, it's a problem that people often turn a blind eye to, but today, with the help of St. John's Anglican Church, the number of homeless people in Lloydminster is being brought to light. Now, it is the 3rd annual homeless count here in the border city. The organization Homes for All is trying to gauge the current housing situation. The last 2 counts found at least 135 homeless people in the city. However, since there are many levels and types of homelessness, it's hard to get a precise number.
Hidden homelessness, which people like that, particularly young people, but increasingly adults who are couch surfing, who have no permanent place, who are staying with friends or relatives, but on a short-term basis. And then there are some simply that do not want to be found. And, a lot of our homeless are like that. They just simply do not want to be found because if they're found, they tend to be harassed by someone or other. And so they just prefer not to be seen.
Now, St. John's Anglican Church provides informational resources for those in need. The church feels one of the largest actions people can do is to give someone a hand up with what they need to rather put them on a better path. Now, local hairstylists volunteered to give free haircuts, helping those looking for work.
There was some that were very grateful. They were wanting to look for work today, and there was one man that came into town for a funeral and really wanted to look good.
Now, if you are in a housing crisis or you know someone who is, you can add them to the count by calling the men's shelter at 306-821-2976.